Hi, I'm back. It's been way too long as always, but this time, since my last video, I've been really busy and I have so exciting news to tell you. Do you remember the last episode? I talked about my dream wall switch solution, my NSPanel project that I've been working on for so long. If my last video was about my dream wall switch, this video is about my dream wall switch being used by you. I will show you real soon a solution where you could set things up in like 15-20 minutes and be able to control your entire home in kind of the exact same way that I did in the last episode. So, okay, how is this possible? It's just been a couple of months. What has happened? Tim happened. I feel like we need some kind of genius sound effect here when we talk about Tim. So, who is Tim? It's a person. Tim is a guy that I know from work. I've known him for quite a while. He's into home automation as well. And he's one of those that's very supportive of my YouTube career, for example. So when I meet him at work, he's always like, nice YouTube video, so I saw it this weekend. So he's that kind of guy. And I met him a couple of months ago when I just put out my dream wall switch video. And he said, I really liked that NSPanel solution, that was nice. I'm quite curious about getting one and seeing what I could do with it. And I said, yeah, you should, it's super fun. But the only thing that annoys me is that no one else can use the solution that I've created. It would have been so cool if someone could just download the solution that I've created and implement it in their home in an easy way. But that's not possible because I'm not that good a developer. And he said something like, yeah, that would be cool, but I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to do that. And I was like, what do you mean? Do you have the knowledge to do that? Do you think you can do that? Because that would be so cool. And he said, yeah, sure. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. You should just create some kind of management servers. You can manage all your panels and create the firmware from scratch and all of that. It shouldn't be that hard. I was like, Tim, are you serious? If you can do this, we should do it. And the same night we had a meeting, talked a bit, shared some ideas, and we decided to, yeah, let's go. And Tim went home, started working, and he's been working ever since. And it's like 3 months ago. He's been doing a lot. And he's, yeah, play that genius sound. He's a genius. Whew! And I can't wait to show you what he's done. I've done a bit as well, but he's the brains behind this, for sure. Now we're ready to show you how far we've come into this project. And actually, this is not just a YouTube video, it's actually a Kickstarter video, because we decided to create a Kickstarter. I've been wanting to do that. It seems like a fun thing to do. So we're doing that. This is a video for Kickstarter. I haven't started a Kickstarter sequence yet. So this first part is on YouTube, and I shouldn't probably say anything more than I will just say stuff twice. So yeah, I will say 1, 2, 3, Kickstarter, go, and then I will start filming the Kickstarter video that we'll put up on that webpage. 1, 2, 3, Kickstarter. Hi, I'm Eric. I go by the name of Cables and Coffee on YouTube and other social media. I'm here today to present to you our NSPanel Manager project. What is the NSPanel Manager project? To us, it's all about bringing the wall switches into the future. Hopefully you already know what the NSPanel is. This is an NSPanel. Great product produced by Sonoff. And to be honest, Sonoff has already shown the way into the future. This is what a future wall switch looks like. For sure. Definitely. But a lot of people, they don't use the firmware that's provided by Sonoff. They create their own firmware and they create their own HMI files. We've been doing that as well. We've been playing around a lot with this NSPanel for a long time now, because we saw this as a perfect opportunity to test our ideas and see our ideas come to life about how we want to control our smart home, or how we think that a smart home should be controlled in a perfect way, in a perfect world. But this is very time consuming, and a lot of people don't have that time or the knowledge to do that. So we decided to create a standardized smart home control firmware and GUI with the goal to be super easy to set up and work with all smart homes out there that uses Home Assistant or Openhab. And together with this, we created a management software to be able to set up, configure, and manage all your panels in your house. With that said, it's time to show you what we've done, what it looks like, how it works, and the plan is to go through all the steps that you would need to go through as a user if you downloaded this software and use it in the future. And we will focus on the time it takes to actually starting the install to actually controlling things in your Home Assistant or Openhab environment. And hopefully it will go super fast and you will see that it's super easy. We'll start by getting the files. They will be on GitHub. This is a totally open source project. We'll just do a git clone to start off with. Boom. And while that is downloading, we'll take a cup of coffee. Perfect, we have the files. Let's go into the NSPanel Manager folder. After that, we will start with the management software. So we will go into the Docker folder here. It's a Docker-based solution. So we have a script here right now. This will probably be done in another way later, but we'll just start the Docker container. The Docker container is up and running, and what will happen then is that we will have a brand new home page on localhost port 8000. Boom. There it is, the NSPanel Manager. Looks very empty right now because we don't have any panels. We'll fix that. This is the hardest part, the flashing thing, but it's not that hard. Stick my little things in here, jumped into the firmware folder of the project, plug that in and press enter. See, that wasn't so hard. Next, power on the panel and the magic will start. It says connect to access point NSPM panel. Let's do that. Switch to the Wi-Fi access point. It's just created. NSPM panel, nice. Connect. And then you just need to connect to the internal web page on that panel, which is 1.1. Boom. Whew, cool. Put a name in, bedroom Eric, for example. And we need to put in the address of our Docker container, the website that we used before, 192.168.32. I think it's 21. That's my computer. Log level, info, cool. This is my Wi-Fi, and this is my password. Close your eyes. Get this right the first time. Boom. MQTT server, that's one of the prerequisites. You need that, so I already have one, so I just put in the IP address to that. That's my MQTT server, my username, password, close your eyes. Boom, and done. Press save. Boom. Is this gonna work? Is it really this easy? Close that one. And we will update the page and hopefully a panel will appear. Hello. Registering to manager, it says there. Oh, I'm not on the right, I need to switch the Wi-Fi network, of course. Oh, the panel seems to have started. Update the page. There it is. Whew. Wow, super cool. It created a dummy room and a panel bedroom, Eric. Nice. Should get online as well in a bit. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We need to do some basic settings in the NSPanel Manager to get everything up and running. Here's some overall settings, and the most important thing here, MQTT server here as well. Boom. Close your eyes. And this is the coolest part. So here I will put in the address of my Openhab instance, Openhab server, and I've copied the token already, so I'll just paste that in, and this will create a connection to Openhab. Perfect, nice. Go back to the first page, and hopefully we will see that the panel comes online. Come on, just get online. There we go, it's online. I had conflicting names with my live setup, so I just changed it to Eric2 and we're up and running. So let's start creating our home. Let's go to rooms, and it just created a dummy room because we didn't have one, so we can just rename that. Our first room, bedroom Eric. Save, and we can create one more room. Let's say room. Boom. All right, and let's go back to the first room. Go into bedroom Eric, and we'll add our first light. Add new light. This is so cool. So it just connects to the Openhab API. I'm using Openhab. If you had used Home Assistant, you would get your lights there. Openhab. Just gonna search for globe. That's the light there in the back. Whoo! And it's a table light. We divide things by table and ceiling. It's dimmable. It can do color temperature as well. This is how it's done in Openhab. I'll add the color temperature there as well. Add, and it will automatically populate there on the panel. When you've done this, you've added a light. You need to reboot the panel. As for now, we'll see how that works later. So we'll just reboot it and we'll see what happens on the panel. Reboot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Registering to memory, loading config. All right, first room, change to bedroom Eric. Do we have another room? Yeah, we have a bathroom. Toggle that one again, back to bedroom Eric. And it seems like one table light is actually on. Could that be the globe that we're looking at in the back? Let's try and turn that off. Works. And the time is right now, it's been like 15 minutes. And I had a couple of troubles here along the way as well. So 15 minutes and we can control our entire home. Just need to add the lights and the rooms. But that goes super fast. Let's add some more lights and we'll see what happens. We'll add a new light. What else do we see here? We'll see the LED strip over there. It's LED strip bed. Yeah, it's dimmable. It's color temperature and RGB. Color temperature and color. Boom. And we can also add the moon. Like that. Super moon. That's the purple one there, or pink one. Put that as a table as well. Boom. And we'll add one ceiling light just to be able to use that as well. It's called 3 arms. 1 ceiling dimmable, color temperature. Color temperature. I'm not changing. Yeah, you can change the name here as well. Ceiling. Add. Okay, so they're in that order right now. That's on the screen. And we'll reboot the device. Reboot. And every time it reboots, it gets the configuration from the NSPanel Manager with all the updates. And now we can see that the table and ceiling lights are actually showing. So we'll try and just turn the table off. Turn off. And the ceiling light, yeah, seems to work as well. Cool. I actually forgot one light, that mirror light there. We need to add that as well so we can control it. It's 2 lights, mirror, and that's actually a switch. So we do that. It's a table light. Call it mirror, and just add that one. Do a reboot as well. Cool. Try the table lights. See if the mirror turns off. Yeah, cool. We're up and running with our first room, and I'm going to show you the basic functionality of the first page. So you've already understood that we have the old light switch, the dumb light switch functionality to the left here, just control of ceiling lights. Super good. That's what you could do before, but now in the future wall switch, you can also control table lights, of course, on and off. This is a dimming slider and a Kelvin slider. So if we dim that one, we will dim all the lights that are currently on, raise it up again. Cool. And with this one, the same thing, changing the Kelvin value. And it's not in the way that I like it, because I like to have the warmest color of the light at the top of this scale. So we need to go into the settings and switch that reverse color temperature slider. Save. Boom. And we reboot the panel. And we'll try again, slide that up to the top, and we'll get warm light, and in the bottom get the cold light. Perfect. Get a bit more cozy like that. And let's turn everything off. If you use the slider straight away when everything is off, you will turn everything on. Boom. But if I would like to just turn the table lights on, can you do that? Yeah, you can actually, there's actually a lock function. So just hold the table light and everything you do then will just have an effect on the table lights. That's cool. You can unlock, you can lock the table lights, turn them on as well, do stuff with them. And when you have both table lights and ceiling lights on, you can always use the lock function to only work with the table lights. Same with the Kelvin, of course. If I only want to control the Kelvin on ceiling lights for some reason. Alright, so that's the lock function. The standard function on the first page is room lights mode. So we only control the lights that are in this room. But you can use this button to toggle to another room and control those lights in the same way as we did in this room. There's no lights there, so we can't do anything. We go back to this room. One cool thing is that you can change from the room lights mode to all lights mode to control all the lights in the entire apartment. So we switch to all lights mode. Then we can do the exact same thing, but everything we do has an effect on all lights that are currently on, or we will turn all lights on and off. So now I'm just turning all lights off in the entire apartment if I had more lights in the other rooms. Turn everything on and you control everything in the entire apartment. Same way. And you can just switch back to the room lights mode and choof, 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 choof. Boom! Last thing on the first page is the scene icon in the top left corner. With the NSPanel Manager you will get a scenes functionality that is super easy to use. So I'll just try and enter that page. It's just nothing there yet because we're not finished with that one. But you will be able to set up or name scenes in the NSPanel Manager in the web interface, like Eric's scene or Mommy's scene or whatever. And they will appear. There will be room scenes and home scenes. They will appear on this page and you will be able to press save to save the current states that are in that room or the entire home at that time, and the other button to get those values to activate a scene. So when in room lights mode you will enter the room scenes, switching to all lights mode you will enter the home scenes functionality. That's the thought of it. We haven't finished that yet. That's the basic functionality of the first page, but we feel that we want to be able to do more with the future wall switch. So we need to be able to enter the rooms and control lights individually or devices individually. So we will just try and enter this room here. And as you can see, all the lights that we added, they appear here in the exact same order as we put them in the NSPanel Manager. And we can control them one by one here. Does that work? Yep. And the supermoon, turn that off. Turn it on. And you can also go into the individual lights and control them individually. So I'm in the globe now and I'm controlling just that light. Whoop! And also color for the lights that can do color. This page is a bit ugly and not finished yet, but I think it still works. Yeah, kind of works. All right. Oh, we're done with the first part. We'll now switch to my live environment where I have a lot more panels. Nice. We'll go through the overview page here. So here are all my panels in my home. First column, name of the panel. Second is which room it's situated in. So if I go into this bedroom Eric 2 here, I can easily switch which room it's situated in. So if I choose kitchen instead, save and reboot, the first page will start at kitchen then instead. Kitchen, nice, it's getting the values over the API from Openhab. And now this is completely new configuration, obviously, so I have a lot more rooms and a lot more lights going on here. Nice. IP address of the panel, status if it's online or offline. I don't know what's going on with that one. Cool status data from the panel. You have a reboot button and you have a firmware update button and a GUI update button. I actually have a firmware waiting to be pushed out, so I will do a crazy thing now. I will press firmware update on all the panels at the same time and we'll just see what happens. Tim, the one who has done this software, will probably be really worried now if this worked or not. Boom. And it's really nice because you get this live update about how the update is going. Really nice. And it's nice that you can see the percentage on the panel as well. These small things, love it. We made it, all panels updated, and it worked like a charm. It took a while for this last panel because it has really bad Wi-Fi connection, as you can see there. But that's just super cool. Really easy to do that, and it's made by the NSPanel Manager and it runs on a freaking Raspberry Pi out there. Super cool. Just a couple of things left. I think we should check if outside changes like from Home Assistant or Openhab reflects on the panel. So we'll go into the kitchen, for example, and I'll say Google, ändra belysning i kök till 80%. I just said change kitchen lights to 80%. And of course, it updates on the panel as well, on all the panels. It's super important, but also super cool and super nice. Let's go back. One more thing that we've already added is like MQTT topics, so you can use them to interact with the panel in different ways. And they will be expanded further on. So let's see, I have one saved here, like the bedroom screen over there in the background. We can turn that on by sending a MQTT message screen CMD with the value 1. Let's see. Turn on? Yeah. And we can of course turn it off as well. Boom. So things like that. You can control the relays as well from outside. It's a really good thing. Last thing I want to show you is just a GUI update, an update of the HMI file. We can do that as well from the web page. So we'll just try and update this one, GUI update. And hopefully it will just do a partial update because there's not any changes. So it goes from 97% up to 100. And hopefully that works. We're putting a lot of time and effort into getting this update of the HMI file to work in a really good way. So yeah, it works super good. Successful. That's kind of where we are right now. Let's talk about the future and the enhancements that we're planning. In the near future, we're going to create the scenes control. There will be two options for the user. Either you use our custom-made scenes control functionality, which we make in the NSPanel Manager, where you will be able to create scenes, store values very easily with the panels, room scenes, and household scenes. Or if you already have a scenes functionality in Home Assistant or Openhab, for example, you will be able to call on those scenes and store those scenes if you have that functionality via MQTT messages, for example. We want to be able to add more than just lights to the room page. So if we go into a room page here, everything we have there right now are lights, which we've added through the rooms page. So let's enter the bedroom, Eric. So yeah. We have a functionality called Add New Lights, which you've seen, but you want to be able to add other things than lights, like just ordinary devices, switches, a coffee brewer or whatever, curtain, TV. So we're adding that functionality as well to add devices instead of just lights. And you will be able to store in total up to 12 lights and devices on each room page. We're working on the physical buttons right now, and there will be two modes. The relay mode, if you want to use the relays that are in the NSPanel, or if you want to use the buttons in a detached mode where you can basically do whatever you want with them. Call on whatever that's in your home automation system. We plan to have short press, long press, double press. We're adding more settings to each of the panels. Right now we have a NSPanels settings section here, but things to add, for example, are brightness, to be able to control the brightness of the screen, timeout for the sleep mode, or the timeout for when the display should go to sleep. Maybe you don't want a timeout. This special mode and trigger and release time, that controls when you enter the lock mode, for example, and when it should deactivate the lock mode. That's just an example. After that, in the future, a bit further away, we're adding something called predefined pages. So we said that on the room page, we want to be able to add more than lights, devices. One example, you want to add your TV, yeah? Add that to this row here. But it's not good enough to just be able to turn on and off the TV. That's when predefined pages are important. So we want you to be able to add a TV and tag it with one of the predefined pages tags. So there will be a predefined tag called TV. So you add a TV row, tag it with TV, and what will happen when you press that row, you will be sent to the predefined TV page, which consists of the most commonly used control buttons for the TV. Play, pause, channels, volume, and so on. Another example could be curtains. You add a device called curtain, you tag it with curtains, and then you will enter the curtains page. Maybe you have several curtains or shutters in your bedroom, for example. This is for things that takes a lot of space and can't be included in this standardized setup that we have right now. We need more space and more pages. Last thing that we're thinking about right now is kind of on the same topic. We call it custom pages. There will be scenarios or users that misses some functionality that they would like to get on the panel, since they can control basically everything, but they want their special thing on the panel as well. For me, that would be my automated coffee brewer, for example. We're not gonna fix a page just because I have an automated coffee brewer, so I'll have to take care of that myself. So that's where custom pages come in. So for the experienced user, you could then take our HMI file, add a page, and we'll give you an instruction to just put a variable on that page that makes sure that as soon as you press a button on that page, you will send information on what button is pressed to the NSPanel Manager, and we will make sure to forward that data via MQTT to your home automation server, Home Assistant or Openhab, and you can do the logic from there. All right, I would like to finish with a couple of words about the Kickstarter. So why are we creating a Kickstarter? First off, it's an open source project. It will be completely free to use for anyone. We're just super excited to see what kind of interest there would be in a solution like this. And within Kickstarter, it's a fun way of measuring that. And it wouldn't hurt to get a bit of money for the hours that we put in. There's a lot of hours left in this project. And we also need to buy panels. We need a lot of panels to test this in a bigger environment. We're thinking mansion size setup. That's our benchmark, like 30 panels. If that works, we're happy. And also, depending on the interest, we could also get in experts, like a UX designer, for example. I'm not an expert on UX design, so maybe we can enhance the look and feel or something. Who knows? We're up for suggestions. If you have anything that you would like to add or get into this solution, just tell us and we can hopefully get that into the project as well. With that said, thank you so much for your time. We hope to see you and your future wall switch in the future. Okay? See you. Thank you. Bye. Whew.